My name is Angela,
My name is Nicole.
and welcome to the Ominous Stitch podcast. Hello! Welcome.
Hey, everybody.
We are so excited for this week's episode.
Yes, we are.
What are we doing today?
Oh, this week we're doing haunted United States bars and restaurants east of the Mississippi.
East of the Mississippi. That lets me know that there are so many that we have to geographically separate where we're going.
It was first a toss-up. I was trying to go, well, maybe we'll do world. And there's just so many.
So many haunted bars.
Holy cow. So I narrowed it down just so that we would have time to cover a few at least today. And so I was like, you know what? We'll geographically separate it. So east of the Mississippi.
East of the Mississippi.
Yes.
So in honor, because you guys know that we love our themes, I thought we would do the Drunken Granny stitch. This is the craziest stitch, guys. It makes such a wonky pattern.
It looks crazy.
I was showing it to my husband. I was like, look at this. He's like, that's a pattern? Like, that's on purpose? I'm like, yeah, it's the Drunken Granny. It's so fun. So this is going to be a really fun stitch if you guys are looking for just kind of like a little crazy project to do.
Just a crazy one.
Yeah.
Not a normal one,
not
apparently.
A normal, the Drunken Granny.
Yeah.
It's so fun.
So, Angela.
Yes.
What has you in stitches?
We're moving. Yay!
Because Angela's going to a farm.
A farm. We bought a little property. We bought a couple of acres, and it's already set up as a farm. And the people that own that property before us, the husband was a chef, and so they have all kinds of different fruit trees and gardens already set up and ready for us to just go in there and keep going with it. And they also had animals, so there's animal paddocks available for us. So when we
excited to
get
see
animals, I know, because it's always been my dream to have alpacas, you guys.
Yay!
It could possibly happen. I'm willing it into existence. I will have alpacas so I can harvest their hair and make yarn.
Your own grown yarn.
I know. I'm so excited. It's like I am about to hyperventilate. But we actually closed on it today.
Yay!
So
exciting.
So it's going to get super chaotic around here. And we're going to start off with chickens. They're leaving some of their chickens for us to...
Supposedly easier, right?
Well, yeah, I've heard they're kind of like the cats of the barnyard. They're a great animal to start with because they kind of, just do their own thing as long as you make sure they have food and water.
Yeah.
And
Are you getting a rooster?
No.
Good.
No roosters, just hens.
I live in a weird area where there's a slight farm, kind of off in the distance, and we could hear the rooster outside. It goes off all the time.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So
yeah,
good.
Yeah.
Don't get a rooster.
No roosters.
Okay.
Just the girls.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yay.
Oh, I'm so excited. This is, I can't even think right now because it's just been such a dream.
Yeah.
And we were toying with the idea of maybe doing it. I mean, it's been a dream. And then over the summer, we're like, oh, what if we bought a farm? What if we actually started doing this? What if we could live a more sustainable lifestyle and grow our own food? And we're like, yeah, we can do it. We can do it. And then this just came into existence. And I'm just blown away. I'm so excited. And I know
so cool.
I'm going to have so many friends and family just coming over and all the time.
Everyone's
I know. Everyone's so excited for the farm. So yay.
Very cool.
Yeah. It's a dream come true.
She's going to have her own YouTube page.
Oh my gosh.
Dedicated to this farm.
Yeah. I'm going to YouTube it because I have so many people that are excited for it and asking questions about it. And I'm like, well, I'm new to the farm life. I grew up in Texas, but I grew up in suburban Texas and I live in suburbia now, and we have some fruit trees. So I have a tiny bit of experience, but not really. This is going to be a whole other thing. So I thought it would be fun if I documented the journey and let other people see my struggles and hopefully successes, but I'm sure there's going to be a a lot of pitfalls along the way.
Well, you gotta learn, but I'm sure you're gonna have
it'll
a
be
great
fun.
time.
You can't learn unless you fail sometimes.
Right.
So yeah. So I'm excited to share all that with you. I'm gonna call the channel Angela's Acres.
Yes, I love that name.
So you guys look out for that in the near
Woohoo.
future. It's it's happening, and
I'm
it's
excited for you.
so exciting. And you'll get to see Nicole on it too, because I'm gonna make her get on it with me.
Wear my overalls all the time.
Yeah.
I love it.
Oh, it's so good. I'm so excited.
Yay.
Yay.
I don't have much stitches for me. I'm just excited for Halloween.
Halloween.
Yes.
Yeah, it's coming
It's
up around the corner.
Oh my gosh. I want to start decorating like sooner than later.
I know. We're like getting into the house a little bit too late to start pumpkins, but next year we're gonna have a
Ooh,
pumpkin patch. Yeah,
that's
it's gonna be so
cool.
good.
Oh, that's so awesome.
I know. See all these things we get to do.
Yeah, fall. We were talking about this before. I wish we had a fall here in California.
I know.
It's just too
October
hot.
comes around. You go to the pumpkin patch. You think it's going to be nice and cool, and you're looking for those nice, crisp fall mornings and going to football games with like
Yes.
blankets and getting bundled up.
Nope.
No, it's still like 100 degrees
Yeah,
and,
it's hot.
and hot
Yeah.
winds. We get the Santa Ana winds.
Ugh.
And so it's just hot.
It's hot.
Still not.
But I
still not
pretend.
fall. We pretend. We still put on the knee-high boots.
Yes.
And, and flannels. Yeah, you're just hot.
Yeah.
I
All right.
love
Well,
fall.
let's get to stitching.
Let's get stitching. We still carry on the dancing tradition. I love it. There's
Well,
no music. It's
We
just in
need
their
to
heads.
do a TikTok of that sometime because
We
we do love
absolutely do.
to dance throughout that. It's in our heads. We're crazy. All right.
So, speaking of crazy, I have a crazy stitch today.
It's crazy, guys.
It's so
That's the
fun.
best description I've got of this stitch.
The Drunken Granny.
Yeah.
The Drunken Granny stitch. So I saw this a long time ago and I just thought it was so fun. And then when Nicole said that we were doing pubs, I'm like, oh, we got to pull out the Drunken Granny because it's so funny. It's kind of like a shell, but it's a shell pattern gone wrong. It's very wonky and sideways.
But it's still a very organized pattern.
It's
though.
an organized pattern, but because you're flipping it back and forth,
That's why
the
it looks
wonky
weird.
shell flips back and forth.
that
So
makes
that's why
sense.
it makes it's
Okay.
off kilter, and so
Got it.
that's what makes it a drunken granny.
Okay.
So you're gonna chain multiples of 5. So I chained 20, and then you're going to add 4 to the
Okay.
end of it. So multiples of 5, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. My youngest daughter is learning her times tables, and they started with
Yes.
5s. And so we've been singing these
Aw.
timetable songs over and over
Getting
again.
in her head.
Yes. So multiples of 5
Okay.
and then plus 4.
Plus 4.
Yes.
Okay.
And then you're going to go in the 6th chain
Oh,
from
geez.
the hook. So you have to count
Holy
6.
cow. Okay.
Yeah. And that's just going to make a nice double crochet because you'll see it's a
Okay.
double crochet with a chain 3 at the end of the pattern. So you'll see. So you're going to go back into the 6th chain from the hook
Okay.
and do a double crochet.
Got it.
Then you're going to do 3 more double crochets into that same
Holy
chain.
cow. Yeah.
Yes.
Put all those in there?
So you have a total of 4 double crochets
Okay.
in that chain.
Got it.
Okay. In the 6th chain from the hook.
Okay.
Then you're going to chain 3
Mm-hmm.
and then do another double crochet into that same chain.
Same one.
Yes. So you'll have a total of 5 double
Whoa.
crochets plus a chain 3
Okay.
in that
One stitch.
one
Holy
stitch, that
cow.
one chain.
Okay.
Okay. That is your pattern. That's your
That's it?
shell.
Oh.
So your shell is 4 double crochets, chain 3, and then another double
double.
crochet
Okay.
into that one. And that's your shell.
And do you skip? What do you go
Then
into?
you skip 4 and into the fifth one
Okay.
is when you start that pattern over again.
Got it.
So in the 5th chain,
Mm-hmm.
after you do that shell pattern, then you're going to do 4 double crochets,
3
chain 3, and then another double crochet.
5 total.
Yes, 5
I got
total.
it.
5 total. Then you skip 5.
Okay.
And,
oh.
or you skip
4.
4
And go
and
into
into
the
the
fifth.
5th
Okay.
one. Yes. Into the 5th chain, you do it again. So
Okay.
you do 4 doubles, chain 3,
Mhm.
and then another double.
Oh.
Skip
I could do
4
this.
into the 5th one.
Mm-hmm.
You do that same pattern again. 4
Okay.
double crochets, chain 3,
Mhm.
another double crochet. Okay.
And
All
then
the
when you
way
get
to the end. When you get to the end, you will have 3 stitches remaining in your first row.
Got it.
Okay. So you're going to skip 2 stitches and do a double crochet in that last stitch.
Got it.
Okay. And that's going to kind of be your border to kind of give you a nice straight edge on that side.
Okay.
Okay.
So double in the last
Double in the last chain.
Got it.
And then you're going to chain 3.
Okay.
Which is going to act as a double as well. So there'll always be either a chain 3 or a double crochet on either edge.
Okay.
So we're always going to finish that way. So now I'm going to pass this over to Nicole. She's going to start the second row. So she's like reaching. She's so excited.
Do this.
So when you get into the second row, it gets a lot easier.
Okay.
Because you're just doing this
it.
into the chain 3 space.
Oh, okay.
So you're going to do 4 doubles
In that first.
into that first
the big
chain
space?
3. Yeah, that chain
That's
3
it?
space. That's it. So here she goes. She's doing her first one. You absolutely can do it. There's 1, a 2. Always.
Is that from the oh shoot, no, I didn't do it.
Oh no, I made her laugh too much. She can't do it now.
I can't do it.
Yes, you can.
I got it. Nope.
Yes, that's from the how many licks
Tootsie
does
Roll.
it take to get to the center of the
Tootsie
Tootsie
Pop.
Roll? Yeah. A 1, a 2, a
two.
3. So she's on her third one.
Third. For some reason, I think it's because I thought about an owl. I thought of the Sorcerer and the Stone. I
Oh,
don't know why. So that's 3, right?
3 because Artemis the Owl. And then you're going to, have you done 3? Oh, that was 3 chains.
Yeah.
Or 3.
3 double.
3 double crochets. Yeah. So you're going to do 4 double crochets into that
So here's
one.
4. And then I'm going to do 3 chains.
And then you're going to do 3 chains.
2, 3. And then another
And
double.
then another double.
She picked out yellow, everybody, for me.
Yeah, her favorite
I
color.
love yellow.
Oh, beware. I thought it would be really fun to do this with a multicolored yarn or a color changing yarn.
So
This
1,
pattern
2,
is so busy that if you
3.
use a multicolored yarn, it just makes it that much
Do I
crazier.
go on the big one now?
Then you're always going to go into the chain 3 space now. So every time you start the shell, it goes right into that chain 3 space. So you don't have to count. You
So
just
it's
have to
this
go
big-
to that next.
Oh, the big one.
Yeah, you just have to go into that next chain
Cool.
3 space and
It's
do it all
huge,
over
guys.
again.
You can't miss it.
Yeah, you can't miss that chain 3 space. So then you do 4 doubles.
1.
She's on 1.
2. It's like concentrating and talking at the same, like, chewing gum, walking, all that fun stuff.
Yes.
I could do this.
Yes, you can.
3,
It's a really simple pattern.
4,
And with that nice big chain 3
Chain,
space, it's
2,
easy to find it.
3.
And then one
and
more.
One more. So cool.
Yep. And then you go into that next chain 3 space. So as I was saying, this is a super busy pattern
Yeah.
and it looks very wonky. So if you use a color changing yarn or a
Which she
multicolor
did
yarn,
the first time she did this.
it just makes your eyes hurt so
It
much
does.
because there's so much pattern going on. So I would recommend choosing a nice like single color yarn and let the pattern be fun and busy on its own. But
4.
be creative, people. Figure out what you
Did I
can
do
make
4?
with this.
I can't count. Did I do 4?
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. You
Duh.
got it.
See?
She did 4.
I'm just not counting
And
anymore.
then chain 3 and then a single crochet.
Or double crochet.
Yeah, sorry.
Don't confuse me, Angela.
A single double crochet is what I meant to say. And then
Okay, so then I'm going to the next one.
I just bought a farm. I can't think anymore.
She's done.
So now she has one one shell left, and there is a turning chain at the end here. Do you see that?
Yep.
Okay, so she'll see that she has, she's going to skip the last 4. There is a turning chain. So she's going to do a double crochet
that's
into
right.
that turning chain
last turning
there,
chain.
the last turning chain, so that it makes that nice, kind of double crochet
Got it.
line at the end there.
Oh, this
Okay.
guys, this is so crazy.
Then you're going to chain 3 and turn.
looks so weird.
It's so
What?
fun.
Oh.
And turn.
Did I not turn?
Yeah, you turned. You're
Okay.
good. I turned you.
Yes.
And then you go into the chain 3 space, the next chain 3
This big
space,
one.
and start over again. Yep.
So what would you say you would use a drunken granny pattern for? A blanket?
A blanket. You can use it for a lot of different things. It's a nice light
It's super
pattern
holy, yeah.
because there's a lot of holes in it. So this would be a great like kind of summery project. It's almost like a lace pattern because
Yeah.
there's so much space in between. You can use it in, any kind of thing that you would use like a lace pattern for, or make a blanket, or I think it would be kind of fun for like a pillow cover. And because it's lacy, it serves as a good kind of overlay on top of a fabric too.
Oh, I can see that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think it'd be fun for like a throw pillow.
Ah, I like that.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
All right.
So, but we want to hear what you stitchers are doing with this
Yes.
Drunken Granny, and
Yeah,
let us know
please.
what you think about it. So don't forget to email us at theominousstitch@gmail.com. Email us and let us know what you would like to do with your Drunken Granny, and send us pictures so we can get
Please.
more inspiration and more ideas
We
on
will
what to
share
do.
them on our medias.
And have fun making this Drunken Granny. It is crazy.
It's pretty cool.
But speaking of drunken things, are we ready for story time?
Let's get into story time.
Yay!
All right, everybody. As we mentioned at the beginning, we are going to the east of the Mississippi.
East of the Mississippi, the mighty Mississippi.
Yeah. And we are going to haunted United States bars and restaurants. All right. So the first one we are going to is called the Moon River Brewing Company.
Moon River, wider than a mile. I'm crossing you in style someday.
I'm swaying. Sorry, guys. She's so beautiful voice.
Okay. I'm warmed up. I shouldn't even sing if I'm not warmed
No,
up.
sing it. Sing
Okay.
it. Okay. So now Moon River Brewing Company is located in one of the oldest, most historic buildings in Savannah, Georgia.
Savannah.
Yes.
Savannah is super haunted.
Yes.
That's a cool town.
old
I really
history.
want to. I've never been, but I want to
Yeah.
go. I know there's a lot of history there.
We have a lot of places to hit now.
I know we
I
so
know.
do.
We're so cool. Okay. But it claims to be the most haunted institution in Georgia.
Ooh.
Yeah. No.
Georgia. Okay.
I love it. No, it's good. It was built as the City Hotel in 1821 by Eleazar Early. It was not only the first hotel in Savannah, but also home to the first branch of the United States Post Office.
Oh, nice.
And it also served as a branch of the Bank of the United States.
Post office and bank.
Yeah, so it's
wow,
a big
double duty.
Yeah, big thing in the hotel.
And now it's a bar.
It's a restaurant
I
bar.
love it.
Now, crazy fact, in 1851, Peter Wiltberger bought the City Hotel, renovated, and even displayed a live lion and lioness to drawing customers and bring attention to the hotel. So I don't know. Was it a small enclosure for these lions? Like these poor
No,
little-
you could just go pet them.
Yeah.
They're just running around. They're like,
In
"Pet
the
my
hotel?
lion." Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Now, in 1864, the hotel shut down. Speculation was that the Civil War was in full swing, so the violence between the guests and the locals were pretty crazy.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was just a lot of intense energy, right?
Yeah.
And similar to my previous, the Gettysburg College, kinda
Yes.
like that.
Yes.
Yeah, the third and the fourth floors were used as a hospital for yellow fever patients, as the outbreak was like in crazy full swing at this time.
Yeah.
And it killed hundreds of children. Yeah, it affected more children and some adults. So a lot of children died in this building.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
poor babies.
sad. Oh, I have a feeling that we will hear lots of baby cries when we get into what's.
You know what's
haunting
crazy? You speculate that, and it's got 4 floors, right?
Yeah.
The 4th floor seems to not have much activity.
Oh,
Isn't that crazy?
interesting.
3rd floor does a little bit more. But
Yeah.
the 4th floor, they say it has a weird energy, but that's it.
Huh.
Yeah. So, but we'll get into the 3rd
Okay.
floor. Yeah.
I'm excited.
Real quick, it was used as a lumber and coal warehouse after this, and then in the 1960s, I was just sitting in as an energy or as a storage place, but
Yeah.
in the 1960s, the space was renovated as an office supply store with a large printing press.
Oh.
Then building sat empty, but then 1995, it was renovated into the current brew pub. And
Yay.
it opened to the public in 1999.
Nice.
Where's my song? Party like it's 1999. I was waiting for Angela to sing it, but nope.
No, you got the song cue this
That was
time. I
mine.
love it.
Okay. The brewery owner, Gene Biko, stated, "I have seen and experienced things that I don't understand and I can't explain."
Ooh.
Yeah. All right. The spooky claims. There is a mean ghost that pushes patrons around at the brewery.
No.
Yeah. Now, this man is thought to be this guy called James Clark. Okay. So
James
background
Clark.
of James.
James, be nice.
Oh, sorry. I messed that up. James Stark.
James Stark.
Yeah, wrong one. Not like Tony Stark, but James Stark.
James Stark.
So in
Be nice, James.
Yeah, right. 1832, James Stark was a frequent bar patron at the City Hotel, and no one really liked this guy.
Oh no.
Yeah, he was a mean drunk, and him and Philip Minnies, the local doctor, got into it because Stark was apparently making anti-Semitic slurs at Minnies. See, mean guy.
Yeah.
And Minnies was Jewish, and also called him a coward.
Ooh.
Back then, that was like a slap in the face.
Yeah.
Coward. It got so heated that Stark reached into his pocket, but thinking he was going to grab something, right? But Minnies quickly reacted and drew his gun and shot and killed James Stark. Right.
Good job,
bar.
Minnies.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, don't kill people. That's not good.
No,
but
he was had to. Yeah, he was threatened, right?
yeah, he felt threatened. The guy was
Defensed.
giving, yelling racial slurs at him and being awful to him.
Being mean. He
Be
couldn't take it.
kind to people because you never know when someone's going to draw a gun and shoot you.
Well, especially when you're drunk, right? Like you have no more like your inhibitions are gone. So it's like, I'm going to do whatever I want. Minnies was charged though with justifiable homicide.
Yes.
So at this time, because they said it was quote unquote an affair of honor. So Stark was that unliked by everyone, and also Savannah needed a doctor. So they're like, "You're acquitted." You know, like, hey, you shot someone. Slap on the wrist. You're free to go.
Oh my gosh, politics, people.
Yeah, back then, man.
Oh my gosh.
They're like, cool, you're gone. So there's a set of stairs in the brewery where a woman was claimed to be pushed, and they blame James Stark's spirit. So
I would too, man.
yeah, he's still lingering there. He's just like an unhappy, mean drunk ghost now.
James.
Yep. In 1860, as I mentioned, it was a turbulent time between hotel guests and locals. To the point, this guy, James Sinclair, he was visiting from New York.
Another James.
Yep, another James, but this one a Yankee. Okay.
Oh no.
They told him to leave.
Well, yeah, he's in Georgia.
In Southern
He's-
territory, yeah. And he refused to leave. It escalates so quickly that a lynch mob marched through the city into the hotel and dragged Sinclair into the streets. They stripped him and beat him.
Oh no.
But he lived.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that crazy?
It is crazy.
So there's just so much energy that the ghost tours that go around the bars tell visitors not to taunt the ghosts because they can turn violent. Yeah.
You'd be
So much
grabbed
energy.
again, Nicole.
No. At least it was just my skirt.
I know, it's
Oh my
just your
God.
skirt. You don't taunt though.
No, I would too
We're
scared
pretty
to do
respectful.
that. Yeah. No, there were people. I'm a nice if you're, person in real life, I'm not going to taunt you. So in death, I'm not going to do it either, right? So
Yeah.
yeah.
We are definitely like, can't we all just get along?
Yes, we are peaceful people. The BuzzFeed Unsolved crew, which
I love
yes,
them.
Angela loves
They're
them.
my favorite.
Yeah,
Shout out to Ryan Bergara and Shane Madej.
She even knows their names. I don't know their
I
names.
love them.
Well, their video, the BuzzFeed Unsolved video, is actually on the Moon River Brewing Company's website.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, they post
I bet.
they put all the videos about them. So yeah, they went and visited the brewery. The one guy that doesn't believe in him,
Shane Madej.
Okay, he starts.
Shout out to all you Shaniacs out there.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
So he starts talking in a Southern accent.
Yes, he does.
He was like, he was a taunter.
Yes, he taunts.
And he actually
so
got
funny.
some whispers and voices recorded after he was doing this.
Yes,
it
he
was
did.
crazy. The restaurant area is supposedly super haunted.
Ooh.
Staff claim that they feel like they're touched when no one is around and even pushed. Again, it could be that
James.
Yep. Silverware and bottles have been seen to fly across a table by unseen forces.
Whoa.
Yeah. And once a bartender claimed to see a woman dressed in 19th century clothing walk across the crowded bar one night. He thought she was an actress for some reenactment drama. That's how
Right.
live she looked. However, when she reached the bar, she disappeared in front of his eyes.
Wow.
Many other witnesses saw this as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ooh, 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 ooh. I
getting
got
goosebumps.
chills. Yes. Oh, and I just shaved my legs.
I hate that feeling.
For those of you who know.
Oh, man. But yeah, as she disappeared, the room got super quiet.
I bet.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people sobering up just like
Yep,
that.
Yeah, they're like, oh, what happened?
Yeah.
Am I drunk?
Yeah.
But yeah, bartender saw it. So yeah, it was crazy. The same woman was at the top of the first floor stairs, where a manager asked if they could help her.
Oh.
And she also vanished in front of his eyes.
2 sightings of the same woman
this
in
woman's
different places.
Yeah. People see her a lot.
Does she have a name? Do we know anything about her?
We call her the Lady in White.
Okay.
Yeah, so she's referred to that because many people see her on the 3rd floor as well.
Oh.
The 3rd floor also holds reports of hearing children talking and playing, right? As we were talking about. This is a fun story. In the 1990s, construction was being done on the 3rd floor.
Right, because that's when they were turning it into the bar.
Right. The wife of the foreman was pushed down the stairs on the 3rd floor and fell all the way down the staircase, and she was definitely shoved, not tripped on her own accord.
Oh.
Yeah. The foreman then stopped construction and never returned.
Oh my gosh. Well, yeah. If your wife gets pushed down by unseen forces, I would be like, okay,
Yeah,
I'm done. We're good.
Yeah.
That's it. Find
Creepy,
somebody
right?
else.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I wonder who else they got then. They had to replace him.
Yeah.
The last ghost that has been spotted resides in the basement, and they call him Toby. Some say he's not a very nice ghost, but others think he's just a young boy. So one local woman said she was in the back room of the basement alone when she felt someone pushing her backward while choking her. Yeah, if this is Toby, that's not cool.
Toby.
Also,
that sounds like a James thing.
Right?
But Toby.
I don't know if it was him or not. Also, they claim that Toby is a ghost who brushes up against people playing in the billiards room, or he gets really frustrated and pushes them there too.
Don't push people while they're
so
shooting
many
pool.
people getting pushed around in this bar. I don't know if I want that.
No, I don't want to go there. I don't want to get pushed.
No, this isn't a happy bar.
Yeah.
So-
Oh, I would like to see the lady in white, but
Yeah, that would be a fun sight. But yeah, that's the Moon River Brewing Company in Savannah, Georgia.
Moon River. I know, I already sang that. I can't help it. It just plays.
It's in her head.
Yeah.
It just happens.
Yeah.
All right. Next, we travel to Memphis, Tennessee.
We were walking in Memphis. Okay.
I love that song. He's such a good voice. That Michael McDonald, right?
Yes.
Yeah, good voice. This is quoted as the best dive bar in the world.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love a good dive bar.
Dive bar. They are known for their nationally recognized Soul Burger, the greatest jukebox in the world.
Ooh.
And according to some, the most haunted bar in America.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah. Okay, so we travel back to the 1800s, where supposedly the Ernestine and Hazel's building was built as a church. Sorry, I didn't even say what this bar was called. Ernestine and Hazel's, guys.
Ernestine and Hazel's.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was a church.
Oh.
Then, don't know when it closed down or anything, but in the late 1930s, the building was a pharmacy owned by Abe Plow. I don't know if anyone recognizes him, but he created a hairstyling product that just took off. And later, he created the famous copper tone suntan lotion.
Oh, wow.
There you go. He made it huge and rich and gave the building. He was like, I'm swimming in money, so he didn't need the building anymore.
Right.
He gave it to 2 hairstylists that were using his product upstairs, Ernestine and Hazel.
Oh,
there you go.
How cool.
So they turned the building into a cafe. At the same time, Ernestine's husband owned a nearby music joint called Club Paradise.
Nice.
That hosted huge music legends like B.B. King, Tina Turner,
Wow.
Aretha Franklin, Motown,
Oh my gosh.
Ray Charles, Chuck Berry, Jackie Wilson, Sam Cooke, etc. There's a lot more.
Oh my gosh.
Cool, right? I would have loved to go there.
I would too.
Yeah.
I decided to stop reacting to every name that you said. That was hard to do because
Those are huge names, right?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that would have been so much fun. I would
I would
have
have been there
go.
every single night.
Yeah.
Just like, who's here? Who's
Yes. Yeah.
here? Incredible.
So many of these musicians would walk from Club Paradise over to Ernestine and Hazel's to grab food, tell stories, and visit the brothel they opened upstairs. Wah, wah.
Oh, good.
Yes. There were benches set up in the upstairs hall so that the men would be able to sit and wait to spend some time with the ladies.
Oh my gosh.
I'm showing her a
she's showing
picture.
me pictures?
It's still there. See that? That's the upstairs. Isn't that crazy?
That's awesome. Well, I don't. It's
Historically
crazy.
awesome, right?
Historically awesome.
Okay.
Very crazy.
Yeah, so they're still there, and the upstairs is still there. It's just, it looks a little run down up there. But across all the research I looked into, they also mentioned Ray Charles would frequent the piano there,
Oh,
Then go do some drugs and other things with the ladies down the hall.
oh,
Yeah.
Ray.
And of course, I can't confirm this information, but it's highly believable.
Yeah.
Right?
It's a good story, even if it
Yes.
isn't true.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
fun.
I can see him coming down and playing the piano, right?
Yeah, of course.
This happened all the way into the 1970s, and then Club Paradise was closed.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Ernestine and Hazel's was bought in 1992 by new owners and still is a laid-back dive bar with live soul, jazz, and blues music happening nightly.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah. Now, I didn't have to dig very far to get some really creepy stories about this place.
Ooh, okay.
Vice.com, they interviewed Karen Brownlee. She's worked there since 2001.
Oh,
so she's
long
been
time.
there for a while.
Yes.
The interview was conducted in 2017, so I think she still works there, but I wasn't sure. Okay. But off the bat,
Yes.
she mentions that the previous owner after Ernestine and Hazel, Russell George, committed suicide in 2013.
Oh, no.
And sure enough, police found his body in the building with a self-inflicted gunshot wound.
Oh, no.
So his soul's probably hanging out there.
Oh, he's tortured.
Yeah.
Poor
Sad.
guy.
So Karen mentions that weird stuff is always happening at the bar. When she's alone, she's heard the piano playing upstairs on its own. She heard sounds like people wandering around and talking. She thinks the spirits are all women, and she heard rumors that some of the prostitutes were killed upstairs. That's the rumor going around from everybody.
Ooh, yeah.
There's no evidence, but that could have happened. Side note, the reports are roughly 13 people have died in the building. Again, there's no references to who they are besides the owner.
Wow.
Yeah. But Karen feels protected by the spirits that reside there because she's respectful of them.
Yeah.
Good
yeah.
girl. She said a guy used to work there for 15 years, went upstairs one day, and she said she swore he came running down through the bar, out the door, and all the way home. And to this day, he will not go upstairs.
Oh, what did he see?
We don't know.
What happened?
Right? Isn't that creepy?
Oh.
He said, he won't share what he saw, but something to the point where he just scared him to death.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Now, downstairs, the jukebox comes on periodically on its own and has a mind of its own and listens to the customers and people talking.
Love that.
Right?
I love that.
So here's a lot of
that,
examples.
that's like my brain.
Yes.
So I love that.
Yeah, that's right. I think Angela in her next life will be a haunted jukebox.
Oh, that would be cool.
That would be so crazy. Now, so here are all the claims. So her coworker and her were talking about James Brown on the day he died. All of a sudden, the jukebox came on and started playing I Feel Good. Yeah.
Wow. James Brown speaking through the jukebox.
Right. Another instance, a paranormal researcher was in the bar talking to Russell George when he was still alive about exorcism and other paranormal things. Suddenly, the Rolling Stones song Sympathy for the Devil started playing on its own.
Oh, more chills.
Right?
Stop it. I should not have shaved today.
Poor Angela, I'm getting her. She said she did get scared once when she was standing at the jukebox and she said something. It felt like someone touched her. I'm going to step away from the interview real quick because there's, again, more jukebox stories. A woman who just signed divorce papers stopped in to celebrate with some friends. And correct me if I'm wrong because I've never heard this song. Tammy Wynette's Divorce.
Divorce.
Okay.
Yes.
That came on. I'd have never heard that song. I wasn't sure if it was divorce or spelled out. So there you go.
Oh my gosh, that's cool.
Another night.
I love this jukebox.
Right?
I just want to
go
sit
visit
there.
the jukebox. Yeah. Another night, a businessman came in telling a story about how a coworker threw up in a cab and how awful it smelled. And suddenly, What's the Smell by Leonard Skinner came on the jukebox. Isn't that crazy?
I love this.
Like,
this is like my dream jukebox.
This is, I was gonna
want
say,
to go just sit there
it
and
references.
hang out with it all day long.
Yep. Just start talking to it and start talking
Oh,
around
that's so
it.
cool. It's like at the Magic Castle, because we're in the LA area. The Magic Castle is an amazing place to go to. I love whenever I get to go there. But they have a piano named Irma that you give her a tip and you just say, "Hey Irma, can you play this song?" And then she'll play it. And
Wow.
it's
there you go.
A ghost that plays whatever and she'll answer some questions for you if you ask her stuff. And
That's
it's
cool.
so fun.
I want to go.
Irma the player piano.
Wow.
Or the ghost
Piano.
pianist. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that's a go. It's very similar to this jukebox.
Yeah. The jukebox is
That's
way
even
cool.
creepier, though.
Yeah.
Huh? Oh, last one. During a paranormal investigation with Karen Brownlee, the interview and Brownlee were sitting at the bar when it was just open. So it's in the morning and the jukebox wasn't on yet. They were talking about what a rough night it was the night before. And suddenly the jukebox started playing Everybody is a Star by Sly and the Family Stone. Brownlee believed it to be Ernestine, kind of just saying, hey, that's cool.
Oh, that's fun.
But abruptly the jukebox stopped.
Oh.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
So it turned on and off on its own. But that one song.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
We are doing that. We are going to Memphis.
So also she said sometimes you can take pictures and see faces in the walls. I want to do that.
Oh, yes.
As she mentioned before, she also hears voices talking. Not clearly, but can hear people when they're not around. She said they used to have a janitor for years and they called him crazy because he'd say as soon as he'd walk into certain rooms, he heard, here he is again. No one would be in the room. Isn't that crazy? Last, not haunted, but strange.
Okay.
In 2019, they were renovating the bar when they found bones in the wall.
No.
It turned out to be cow bones.
Oh my
But still.
gosh. Why are there cow bones in the wall?
Who puts cow bones in the wall?
That's crazy.
Right? That's just a strange, like, why would you find, like, it would creep you out, right? Like, why
yeah.
are there bones just sitting in there? So,
Yeah.
someone thought it'd be fun prank, I guess.
Oh,
So,
that's a weird prank, people. Don't put bones in your wall.
walls. So, that's Ernestine and Hazel's.
We are so going there.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's a cool bar, right? And that soul burger, I want to try that.
Oh yeah, that sounds good. Burgers.
Burgers are great.
Yeah, burgers.
All right. Shaker's Cigar Bar.
Shaker Cigar Bar.
This is a weird
Where's
tale.
this place?
Distinguished in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Yeah.
Milwaukee.
It claims to be the 5th most haunted bar in Wisconsin. I tried to find the first one. I wasn't sure what that was, but that's what they claim.
The fifth
The
most
fifth.
haunted bar in Milwaukee.
Milwaukee. Yes. Now, Shaker's Cigar Bar has some similar roots to our previous location.
Oh.
Okay, so on their own website, they state sitting atop what was once a cemetery.
Oh no.
Yes, this former cooperage operated as a speakeasy and brothel during Prohibition under the ownership of the legendary Capone brothers.
Wow.
Yeah. In the 1990s, there was an occasional haunt of infamous serial killer Jeffrey Dahmer.
No. Yeah. Oh.
Right? So it's crazy.
I don't like this.
Yeah. They're like, they advertised it as the bar was featured on, what was it? Dark Tourist on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to watch it. They kind of like meet there and they don't even talk about the bar. They just meet there and they do a big tour for Jeffrey Dahmer. So I was like, well, I wanted more about the bar, but it's just kind of like there. And
Yeah.
So,
well, but the bar can still take that and run with it.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. They say that they even turned the former upstairs brothel into an Airbnb.
Oh.
So you can stay there overnight now.
Oh. Yeah. Okay.
A little more history, though. So the building was constructed in 1894. The cooperage was the Schlitz Brewing Cooperage House, where they would make huge barrels for beer brewing and transport.
Nice.
Yes. 1905, it was a distribution center. And then in 1922 was sold to Al and Frank Capone. So it was for them.
Yeah.
So their front in 1924 was a soda bottling operation.
Oh, sure.
This was during the Prohibition.
Right.
So, yeah, they were totally producing and consuming liquor on site.
Of course.
And then, as I mentioned, a brothel on the second and third floors.
Of course.
So, I'm going to show her a picture of what it was before.
Oh, that's a beautiful building.
Yeah, it's
that
a really cool historic building.
Yeah.
Today, the bar is beautiful. And I'll show you a picture soon of that, too. But apparently, none of the pieces are original to the building.
Oh.
Yeah. It was salvaged from other time-appropriate spots, though.
Oh, okay.
So people claim that's why there are so many spirits there. They came with the long-destroyed Wisconsin homes and buildings.
Oh.
So not on top. Also, on top of a cemetery, brothel, pieces of other buildings.
Right.
So a lot of things
going on there, yeah. And it's the fifth most haunted?
The 5th most haunted.
What's going on in Milwaukee?
So much, apparently. The biggest rumor is that a young lady of the night was murdered, either by a jealous man in the brothel or someone she recognized who was a well-to-do friend of her family. I don't know which one. They both claim. Okay, but apparently she was murdered.
Right.
She was only 16 years old.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. Now,
she's a baby.
Yeah, in the brothel.
My heart is breaking for her.
Now, they think that this story is actually backed up by this creepy tale. So in 2001, while the building was being remodeled, human remains were found. It's crazy. One site says it's beneath the floorboards at the back of the penthouse. One site says in the walls, but they definitely found human remains. Consensus is that the bones were 70 years old. So it matches that 16-year-old. And they think it's Molly Brennan. And she was an Irish brothel little girl.
Oh, Molly.
I know. So when guests stay at the Airbnb penthouse now on the 3rd floor, apparently an estimation of a quarter of those who attempt to rent it out for the night actually stay the whole night.
Only a quarter stay.
Yes. Everyone else books it.
Whoa. Okay. We're going to Milwaukee. We're going to book the penthouse.
We're doing a whole tour, aren't we?
Yes, we are. Nicole.
Yes.
We're going to do that.
Okay. We'll do it. We'll book that Airbnb.
And we will stay no matter how scared we get.
Yeah?
Pinky swear.
Pinky swear.
Okay.
All right. I'll just get drunk. Oh, man. All right. Guests report finding their shoes missing and only to be found in the bathroom sink.
What?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Okay. Quick side note that has nothing to do with this, but that was something that when I was growing up, to get out of going to church on Sunday mornings, my siblings, I have 2 older siblings, would take one of my shoes and hide it.
That's so mean.
So we didn't get to go to church because I didn't have shoes. And I would get in so much trouble for not taking my shoes off and leaving them together the night before. And I built up so much anxiety because I would make sure on Saturday night that my shoes were together, and then inevitably on Sunday morning one would be gone.
That is so mean. What a mean prank.
And it wasn't until like I was in high school where they finally were like, oh yeah, we used to hide your shoe so we didn't have to go to church in the morning.
I'd probably do that though.
Okay. That has nothing to do with
I love it. That's a good memory.
Tangent.
Yes.
Woo.
So they found it in the bathroom sink. Hallucinations that the bedroom ceiling is in flames. Happens a lot.
Whoa.
Yeah. And seeing apparitions, hearing voices, and the sounds of footsteps when no one is there.
Wow.
Yeah. The main spirit, though, is an 8-year-old girl whom they claim is named Elizabeth.
Why is there an 8-year-old girl in the brothel?
No idea. Probably just wandered in. I have no idea. But they say it's this little girl. They say she's a playful spirit, and the staff gets a lot of reports about her as she's always in the women's restroom. People claim they hear a little girl's voice, or the faucet will turn on and off. And she likes to even open a specific stall door even when ladies are using the restroom. Like you're peeing and you're like, what's up?
Like, just like an 8-year-old kid.
Exactly.
If they're not peeking under the door.
Oh my gosh. Constantly. Kids, man.
What you doing?
Are you peeing? Are you done?
Yeah.
Now,
you can tell we're moms, right?
Oh, no, not at all. Never. The basement is also a scary area. And it's just, when you walk down, it's just super dark, old and cobwebby. But it was supposedly a secret hideout and meeting room for the Capones. There's this creepy cistern well that a tour guide for Shakers claims that every time they try to cover it up, bad spirits are brought out. So they don't cover it anymore.
Don't cover the well.
Yeah.
Because the well's water is a conductor for for energy.
There you go.
Yeah.
And she claims the well goes down so far to the point that you can't see the bottom.
Whoa.
Yeah. So you can imagine when the Capones owned this building, this was probably a really perfect place for them to throw things that they never wanted to be found again, quote unquote.
No.
Yeah. So,
oh my goodness.
Yeah, isn't that creepy? Who knows? You can't even see the bottom.
We're going to spelunk down the well.
No, I don't want to do that.
I'm just kidding. No, we are not doing that. I'm not a trained
I'll throw
spelunker.
a quarter down. That's about it. See where it goes. You can hear it. Now
I'm having like flashbacks of The Ring right now.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Shudder. Now, there's a door in the basement that goes to a storage area, but once that same tour guide, she went over to grab napkins by the door area, and the door started shaking violently.
What?
Out of nowhere.
What? What?
She couldn't explain it, and she said it scared her the most of all.
Yeah.
And so for years, the door has been blocked off. This story I'm a little skeptical about. My skeptical parents. But at some point, the owner had someone come in with ground penetrating radar so they could see below, and they could see discrepancies under the concrete. Most of it was too deep to tell what it was, but two things they could make out, which were two full sets of human remains. They claim that they reported this to Milwaukee PD, but because they said they were so old and didn't match with any open cases, I'm rolling my eyes, they didn't have them dig them up unless he really wanted to.
Oh, no.
Right?
That's BS.
Now, I feel like if you'd find human remains, right, police would immediately investigate.
Yeah, they have to.
Right?
It's the law,
Yeah.
isn't it?
I thought so.
I thought everything shuts down if you find human remains
bodies.
and then they come get them and investigate. Yeah.
Right.
You don't
I
just
don't
say,
get that.
oh, well, at your discretion, blah, blah, blah.
Right? You don't have to dig them up.
So now my skeptic pants
See?
are on too.
That's what I said too.
Yeah.
I know it was built over a cemetery, so that could be why too, but still,
Yeah. But
you still want to move the remains. Like, wouldn't you want to be like, oh, okay, so that it's this family or couple. Let's move them to another cemetery. Like,
yeah.
you just don't leave human remains. But anyway, so the owner never dug them up, but instead he placed two plastic skeletons where the bodies are.
Oh no.
Right. Yeah. I don't know about that.
I don't know about that.
See?
Oh, I think I know this place.
Do you really?
Yeah. It just like suddenly clicked.
Yeah.
'Cause, like she's shown me like two pictures, but it suddenly clicked. I saw an investigation where the owner walks you through and tells you the whole story of the whole place.
Probably.
That's why some of this sounded so familiar.
I could see
Oh, cool. It's cool. I'll have to show you the YouTube video that I saw of that
Show me.
because it's in depth. And I watched the whole thing. It was like an hour. And I was like, ooh, this is cool.
Okay. Well,
okay. What?
she's looking at it because I'm making a face. What's crazy? Okay. A news story broke this July. This is maybe him channeling some Al Capone, the owner. Okay. Newsweek reported that on April 22nd, most of the kitchen staff resigned and walked out. Speculation is it was due to low pay, lack of benefits, difficult customers, long hours, rigid schedules, but we're not exactly certain why. However, Bob Weiss, the owner, wrote to his staff a pretty scary email to them, and the email found its way on Reddit and social media.
Oh, no.
I'm going to read some of this too, because this is insane. Okay. Dear staff of Friday, April 22nd, after the escapades of Friday night, we have lost a chef in a food program. I hope you are happy with how you treated my business. Without a food program, we are a shadow of what was one of the most prominent venues in the Midwest. With a hard-earned reputation for extraordinary food beyond what your shallow minds will accept, and which has been in existence for almost 4 decades, certainly before any of you have been alive. Anyone who needs a lesson in how we treat this in Vietnam, have the balls to look me up.
Okay.
As sales drift to a third without a food program of what they have been, you only have yourselves to blame for being undisciplined children. If this was an environment other than a post-pandemic scene, any and all of you who partied on my dime until 5:40 a.m. would be out of a job. Yes, all of you. This has been exacerbated by the small-minded, recalcitrant children who were last here. As it is, you should not be surprised if my Serbian or Cuban collection agents do not find you anytime, anywhere in the next year and dangle you from a tall building.
Oh, dude.
You've cost the business and you deserve to pay the price, and you shall. You are all replaceable and the process has now begun. That's
what a
it.
jerk. Okay. I can absolutely
You
see.
saw him, right? With
Yes,
the,
yes.
okay.
Because he conducts the
tour.
some of the tour. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And it fits with his personality profile.
Okay.
I will say that. If you're a business owner, it is your job to make sure that your business succeeds. You can't put it on the staff.
Right?
So if he's having difficulty, like, don't take it out on your staff, man.
Yeah.
They're trying to work hard. They want the job and they're trying to work hard to keep your business going. You want to keep your staff
Happy.
You want to keep your staff excited about the place that they're working
Right.
for, because the happier they are and the more excited they are about working in that establishment, the better they're going to be for you and for your company and for your business.
Right.
That's just good business. And I just okay, I'm going to get off my high horse here. But You don't treat
Isn't
your
it
staff that
crazy,
way.
though?
Yeah, you don't treat. He's putting so much blame on them, and that's when your staff is just absolutely going to walk out and
Oh,
roll their eyes.
totally.
Just be like, Psh, "You're a jerk.
Yeah. I don't want to
can
work here. I can find a
somewhere
different
else."
job. Yeah.
You don't treat people. Don't treat people
Right.
that way in general.
Mm-hmm.
What a jerk.
I'm just surprised that he put that in writing, like to come back to him, right? Like,
Somewhere in his warped brain, he's thinking that they're going to just come back and grovel.
right. Oh, I need my job back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
no.
oh, I'm so sorry. You're right. And we're just petulant little children. And
Yeah. If someone kept calling me that, like, I'd be like, no,
yeah.
F off. I'm gone.
Yeah.
So that was insane. Like when I came across, I was like, oh, this bar is awesome. It's awesome. It's awesome. Then I came across that. I was like, oh, wait a minute.
Yeah. He's full of himself.
Yeah.
And
I'm sure it's haunted. I'm sure it's awesome. Do you still want to stay at the Airbnb?
I do.
Okay, let's do it.
Yeah.
I do want to see the roof on fire. The roof.
The roof is on fire.
All right. On to the next bar.
Next one.
All right. Now we go all the way down to the New Orleans area.
Nolan's, y'all.
New Orleans. Yeah, she's got it. I can't do it. I'm terrible. Now, it's Lafitte's blacksmith shop.
Laissez le bon temps rouler.
Wow.
Let the good times roll.
That's amazing.
I've been to New Orleans lots of times.
Did you
y'all.
really? I've
Yeah.
never been.
Oh, it was 6 hours away from where I grew
Oh,
up.
that makes sense.
Or maybe less than that. We used to go there
Okay.
all the time. Smells like Tabasco. Everywhere smells like
I
Tabasco.
wanna
I know, it's your
go.
heaven.
Oh my gosh. Oh, it'd be so awesome. Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll go.
Okay.
Okay. Now, this bar down in New Orleans gets its name from Jean Lafitte, a quote unquote pirate and privateer in the 1800s.
Yes,
Now,
Jean Lafitte.
Yes. Before we dive into him, though, I found a website. It was like, let me give you some facts. I was like, oh man, this makes it not as cool, I guess. But the building itself was built for carpenter Bartholomew Roberts' family, who owned the site from 1773 to 1833. So unfortunately, there's not any concrete proof that ties the Jean Lafitte or his brother Pierre Lafitte to this specific bar or restaurant, because the claims are that they owned it. It was like a smuggling place, like, you know. But no, unfortunately, there's just not any evidence of that.
Right.
In 1813, there is a city license that was issued to Pierre Lafitte to operate a butchery on the corner of Bourbon and St. Philip Streets, and that Jean Lafitte worked as a blacksmith and kept a little shop, but not the particular building at 941 Bourbon Street. That's where this bar is.
Okay.
But in 1883, the legend of the Lafitte brothers owning a blacksmith shop where they were privateers and seized their good came around, particularly the 941 Bourbon Street building. So, and then in 1885, the historical sketchbook and guide to New Orleans also repeated this claim. So it was like, okay, that is. And then they said, oh, this book was like, yeah, it is. And so that kind of.
Yeah, that perpetuated the
Yes,
urban legend that
exactly.
this is it. Okay.
But it's not. But the building did not become a bar until the early 20th century. Back to Jean Lafitte, because I want
Okay.
to go into him. And oh, here's a picture of Jean Lafitte.
Yes.
Cool, right?
It's very cool.
Swashbuckler.
Yeah.
looking. So
Very
him.
ready faced and like angry.
Yes. Yeah. Good old Wikipedia does say he was born in the late 18th century, so 1780 to 1823. There's not a lot about a history about him known, but him and his brother Pierre did have a successful smuggling operation in 1810 in Louisiana. And he is claimed to help General Andrew Jackson defend New Orleans during the Battle of New Orleans during the War of 1812. So he was a live person. He was there. He was in New Orleans.
Yep.
Lafitte died off the coast of the Yucatan Peninsula, but apparently his spirit has not left the bar.
Ooh.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
That's what it is.
Oh, it's so cute.
It's really cool, right?
Yeah. Oh, I love it.
Old school.
Yeah.
Now, as mentioned, the bar didn't come about until the late 20th century, but the building was declared a National Historic Landmark and added to the U.S. National Register of Historic Places in 1970. The current bar is a popular dive spot, and what's neat, is the bar relies on candles, lanterns, the fireplace, and a string of Christmas lights for lighting at night.
Whoa.
So, yeah, they don't have a lot of electricity going on.
Wow.
And they do this to recreate the 18th century atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
And it's cool. They call it a piano bar because at night they have a pianist come play and sing. And
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it's really cool. Now on to the haunts.
Okay.
For years, patrons have reported seeing his full body.
Jean Lafitte.
Yes, Jean Lafitte. You remembered it. I was like, what was his last name? They've reported seeing his full body apparition in the shadows next to the fireplace on the first floor.
Ooh,
like,
cool.
Full body.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
And it happens a lot. And he doesn't talk to anybody. He never interacts with the patrons. He just is said to stand in the dark corner, stare at people until he is noticed, then disappears. Yes.
I love it.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Lafitte loved the ladies as
Oh,
well.
yeah.
And he's been said to roam around the door of the women's bathroom as
Oh,
well.
creepy.
Yeah, get away.
Don't be a creeper,
No.
man.
At least he's not looking in, hopefully. Well,
Hopefully.
Once a staff member said they were cleaning the counter after closing the bar when he heard the creaking sounds of the century-old floorboards, but no one was there. On the second floor, there is supposedly the spirit of a middle-aged woman. The legend is that she was living on the second floor as a tenant in the 1890s, but then apparently committed suicide. And I put legend equals no proof. But on several occasions, male patrons would hear their name whispered by a lady calling them to come upstairs. Or if you are upstairs by yourself, people claim they hear a woman whisper their name in their ear. Lastly, and pretty creepy, on the first floor, there are claims of seeing a pair of piercing red eyes that glow from the dark corners. Now, the reports are patrons will lock eyes with the red eyes, which will stare you down for a moment, then fade into nothing. And some patrons have to be shaken by their comrades before they can move.
Wow.
But no body or voice, just the eyes. And GhostCitiesTours.com, they claim this is not a ghost, because red eyes are attributed to demonic hauntings. But nothing else happens in the bar that screams demonic. So when I was reading about this, I wanted to show you. This is a funny tangent. For reference, I used to own albino white rabbits with red eyes as a kid.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
So maybe it's an animal. Show her a picture of
I
bunnies
love it.
with red eyes. I did. I had bunnies. They actually had babies. We thought they were two males. Nope. They're male and female, had babies, white babies with red eyes. And they all had red eyes. And I thought they were so cute. So I was like, maybe it's an animal. I don't know. I'm being
You're
silly.
so cute. I love
Well,
that.
if there's nothing else haunting them, just the eyes, it's like, it's not really hurting anybody, right? Just looking at
Well, it
them.
makes them like freeze.
Yeah. But
Well, I guess that's not hurting them, but if you're like frozen, maybe they're frozen in fear.
yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know. But that's all they claimed. So,
Okay.
all right. Last
One?
Because we running out of time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You'll like this one.
I've loved all of them so far.
But this one's a really fun. Well, part of it's really fun. It's called Poogan's Porch.
Poogan's Porch?
Isn't that cute?
That's the best name
Yes.
ever. I love it.
Yes, you're gonna love
it.
this.
I love it.
So this is I even wrote my notes. I said this is the last bar of the Mississippi, and I know there are so many more. People are probably going to be listening, be like, but this one and this one. I'm like, yes, I know. There's so many. But for time, we're just going to go to Poogan's Porch.
Okay.
So Poogan's Porch is in Charleston, South Carolina.
Okay.
And it's in a unique and well-known southern place. History. The location was originally built as a stately home on Queen Street in 1888.
Okay.
A few different owners came and went, but the most well-known residents were Zoe and Elizabeth St. Amand. These were sisters. They came in to live in the home in the early 1900s, and they chose to live alone as spinsters.
Aw. Sisters. We're never such a sisters. I don't know the words, but that's all I know.
That's cute. They kept to themselves, and Zoe was a school teacher. I don't know what Elizabeth did, but Zoe definitely dressed the part. Apparently, she always liked to dress in black. She had wire-rimmed glasses. Very, very humble.
Mm-hmm.
They lived in the home for 4 decades, but then Elizabeth passed in 1945. Now, Zoe was super devastated, and slowly her mental state diminished.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
So the legend has it that Zoe became so distraught with grief, she would wander up and down Queen Street crying out her sister's name.
Oh, no.
Neighbors were so concerned, they ended up taking her to St. Francis Hospital, where she passed away in 1954.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't know if anyone else lived after them. They think there are claims that there were, but in the 1970s, Bobby Ball moved from West Virginia to South Carolina as a court reporter, but she dreamed of opening a restaurant.
Aw.
Yeah. So she found the home at 72 Queen Street and started remodeling it into her dream restaurant.
Yay.
Isn't that cool?
That's very cool.
So one day while remodeling, she looked down and saw a little sweet Wheaten Terrier dog.
Aw, I love Wheaten
Right?
Terriers.
Super cute. One website claims he was a stray that wandered the neighborhood. Another claims that the previous owners of the house abandoned the pup and would wander and come back to the home. But any which way, the pup would always come to the porch of Bobby's new property and hang out.
Aw.
Yeah. Bobby fell in love with the pup and named him Poogan.
Poogan.
Yeah.
Poogan's porch.
Exactly.
Oh, I get it.
There you go.
So
She
cute.
loved him so much, she named the restaurant after him. Sadly, in 1979, I think this was 3 years after the restaurant opened, Poogan passed away from natural causes.
Oh,
He was
Poogan.
supposedly only 9 years old, which is how old my dog is. And that made me really
Don't cry.
So, no, it's
Miles
okay.
is going to go on for miles.
sad. Yes, he will. Bobby buried the pup in the front yard of the restaurant. This is Poogan.
Oh,
I'm going to
he's
post a
so
photo.
Cute.
Yes, there's a painting of
That
Poogan.
is such a cute painting.
Now, the haunted tales. Okay, so today, many diners at Poogan's porch claim the pup still roams around the grounds. Some report that they feel dog hair brushing their legs underneath the table while they're eating. Many say they feel his presence, and he seems particularly fond of children.
Aw,
Yeah.
sweet Poogan.
So some claim to see him on the front porch. That's where his favorite hangout was,
Right.
and would greet guests when they entered. Some can still hear his paws pattering around on the dining room's wooden floors, still looking for crumbs.
Oh, see, I want to go there now.
See,
so we can,
the sweet place.
Yeah, have
Yeah.
a little puppy haunting.
Puppy hunting. I love puppy
it.
huntings. Okay,
Yeah.
but then
Uh-oh.
there's Zoe Saint Amand.
I knew the sisters were coming back. Otherwise, you wouldn't have brought them up.
No one sees Elizabeth, but they see Zoe.
Oh, Zoe.
Yeah. So first, there is a hotel called the Mills House Hotel right across the street from the restaurant. Mm-hmm. And now guests at the hotel have called the police and reported that an old woman in a black dress was desperately hitting the windows on the second floor like she was trying to escape.
Oh, she's stuck? Zoe.
When the police arrived, they went into the restaurant to investigate and found that the entire building was completely empty. And this happened a couple times.
Wow.
The alarm was still set, and there was no evidence of anyone coming in or out.
Wow.
Yes.
More chills and more chills and more chills.
Yep,
I
still
can't
there.
shave my legs on days that we record. This is the moral of the story for today. Don't shave your
It's a
leg
weird
on days that
feeling.
we record.
Oh, man. Now, in the ladies' restroom, a woman would be washing their hands and glance in the mirror before leaving, only to see her image behind them. Yeah. These claims are that it's such a lifelike image that they don't think it's a ghost until they turn around and no one is there.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Yeah,
I
so
hate
she's
the
there.
mirror thing.
Mirrors, man. One morning, the chef, this is a cool story. The chef was opening the restaurant and set his coffee mug on the stairs to complete his morning tasks. When he came back to get his coffee, it had disappeared. So he chalked it up to maybe him misplacing it, which is what I
Right.
do all the time.
Yeah.
He went to search for it in the kitchen and then just ended up making himself a new cup of coffee. When he returned to the stairs, his cup was there, but with lipstick marks on the edges.
What?
Yes.
What?
Yeah.
How?
And no one else was there.
How?
Zoe.
But Zoe?
She's like, I want that coffee. I would be too.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I would miss coffee as a ghost. I don't want to be a ghost, but if I am, I'm going to miss
I love that
coffee.
quote. I'm going to miss coffee as a ghost. That's awesome. We should have t-shirts with that.
I love that too. Okay, we'll think about that.
Okay.
The owner, Bobby herself, had a close encounter with Zoe. One night she was closing the restaurant when she heard a loud, abrupt chaos. When she turned around, she saw the restaurant's heavy wooden stools were knocked to the floor.
No.
Then she was shocked in her tracks when the hefty wooden door slammed open and closed on its own violently.
What?
This was Bobby herself. Yeah. unhappy,
Oh
apparently.
my gosh.
Now, their pastry chef was working overnight, making the biscuits and listening to the radio. She's
Making
rocking
the
out, making biscuits. She heard some chaos coming from upstairs. She was alone, so she was confused as to what was up there, and she decided to check on it. She searched every inch of upstairs, but found nothing or no one. And then so she returned to the kitchen and
Yeah.
resumed her baking. She's like, okay, whatever.
Okay. Yeah.
She turned the radio back on and was singing along when suddenly another voice started to sing along with her.
Again with the chills, Nicole. Stop it. That's crazy.
That scared the poop out of me too, because I was like, I sing all the time. I can't imagine hearing somebody else singing with me.
It's like Elf.
Yes, in the shower. Oh my gosh.
Zoe Deschanel in the
Yeah.
shower. Another Zoe.
Another Zoe. Yeah, so she thought it was a coworker playing a trick on her. So
Right.
she turned around expecting to see someone, but no one was there. Also, she claimed she turned on the alarm, so no one could have entered without having to disable the alarm code.
Oh no.
So someone wanted to sing with her.
What?
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Oh man.
One staff member was closing. There's so much more. And cleaning up when she felt something was behind her. When she turned around, no one was there.
Of course.
She couldn't shake the feeling of being watched. So she kept cleaning, but then looked into a mirror and saw the face of an old woman wearing wire-thin glasses.
Zoe.
Once the staff member tried to say something to her, Zoe disappeared.
Oh my gosh.
Last mention.
Oh, okay. Last one.
And this isn't a ghost story, but just quick that. So Charlton has their own paranormal expert named Ed Macy, and he's co-written several books exploring Charleston's spooky past. So there's a bunch of books about it, and he knows a lot. So he said that when Bobby purchased the property, she had no idea about its past or Zoe. And then when they started experiencing the paranormal activity, she started looking into the history. Ed Macy claims Zoe St. Amand has been seen well over 200 times.
Wow.
And often in broad daylight.
Zoe.
So
She's
still
got some
hanging out.
power to her.
So I want to show Angela pictures. So there's
We have
the,
pictures
the
of
dining
the
room.
diner. I was like, we have pictures
not
of Zoe.
no.
Oh, that's so cute.
And there's the building. Isn't that cute?
That is such a cute building.
Yeah.
I would haunt that.
Right?
I could totally
I would
see
hang out
Poogan
there.
hanging out
Poogan
there.
would totally be
Yeah.
there. Last thing I want to show you.
Okay.
I want this shirt.
Okay.
But I don't like shrimp. But
I don't like shrimp.
there's a shirt they sell. And
Chicken
it says,
and waffles and shrimp and grits and biscuits and ghosts.
Yeah. Isn't that cute? I love this shirt. Everybody. Go
I
visit their
love it.
website. They
well,
sell
shrimp
a bunch
and
of things.
grits. That's why.
I know.
Yeah.
I crossed that out and put like chicken.
Chicken and waffles and chicken.
Chicken. Oh, wait. That doesn't work, does it? I'll just cross out the shrimp. But anyway, so that's Poogan's.
Cheese. You can do cheese.
Cheese.
Chicken and waffle
Oh,
and
there we
cheese and
go.
grits.
I love it. I want that shirt then. But that's Poogan's porch, and that's all I have for haunted bars and restaurants.
That was awesome.
East of the
We should count
Mississippi.
how many times I got chills, and
got a
everybody
lot of
take
chills,
a stitch every time I got chills. That's a new amazing for this one. That was so much fun.
Isn't that cool?
I love this. Let's
Yeah.
do more of them.
We will do more at some point. We'll definitely go west of the Mississippi. We'll go international. We'll come back to haunted bars.
Okay. I love it. So, is it movie time?
Guys, it's movie time.
Movie time.
Movie time.
Movie time.
All right. So our movie this week is Last Night in Soho.
Last Night in Soho, and that I'm just making up a song.
I was going to say, I was like, wow, there's a song.
Last Night in Bangkok.
Oh.
Is it-
A little
just
different
changed it to Soho.
location.
Yeah.
So Last Night in Soho was released in 2021. So very recent movie.
Yes.
The synopsis. An aspiring fashion designer is mysteriously able to enter the 1960s, where she encounters a dazzling wannabe singer. But the glamour is not all it appears to be, and the dreams of the past start to crack and splinter into something darker.
Wahahaha.
Yes.
This was so fun.
You like this
It
movie?
was a little bit of a departure from what we usually watch.
Really?
Well, kind of like
It wasn't like horror.
it wasn't a horror. It was more thriller.
Thriller, yeah.
There were some, I guess, paranormal elements to it, and yes, paranormal, maybe borderline schizophrenia, because, you know, that's what I kept wondering. Like, I was toying with that because she did say her mom had mental health issues.
Right.
And that's why, you know, she was gone. And her grandma kept asking her if she'd seen her mom, if she saw her mom.
Right.
So
she knew her.
So it could have been borderline that, or she's just a medium and is a good conductor. That's what I'm going with.
Oh, I'm totally going with that.
So she's just a good conductor of energy and is reading that and seeing that. So I think that that's what is going on with her. This was such a cool movie.
Right?
I loved it. Was just beautiful to watch.
Yes.
I loved all the work that they did with the mirrors and the trading of her and the singer, the aspiring singer, played by one of my favorite actresses right now, was Anya Taylor-Joy.
That's right.
She's so... She just looks like a Tinkerbell to me. She looks like a sprite.
I can see that.
You know,
an elf.
she's very elven, because she has the sharp features and the giant eyes.
Yeah,
and she's just adorable.
She's beautiful.
Yeah.
What's her name in the movie? Sadie? No, did I get that wrong?
Sandy.
That's right, Sandy. So I didn't know this. True story. I saw this movie on a flight. I was on an airplane, so it was like a free movie. It's like, oh, I'm gonna watch this.
Yeah.
And then I got home and it wasn't streaming yet, so I had to wait.
Oh, you couldn't finish it?
Couldn't finish it. I was so mad. I had to wait like 2 months, and then I was like, oh my gosh, it's out now, so I could finish the movie.
Yeah.
And then I rewatched it again for the podcast. But
yeah,
true story though. Another one is that I was telling my husband about this movie, and he looked it up. He's like, oh, it's this director, and I was like, what? Who's that? He's like, he did Baby Driver, and Baby Driver, yes, is one of his favorite movies.
Yes.
And I was like, I see it now, like how it's filmed.
Yes,
it's really
that
cool.
makes sense.
Yeah, the music.
Yeah, all the really cool angles and,
Yeah.
and the use of the cinematography and the use of the background
And
to
the
help tell the story.
and
It's beautiful.
the
It's very
fashion,
artistic
yes.
and very dreamlike.
dreamlike.
That's
yeah.
the best way to describe it.
Yeah.
It's very dreamlike.
And so when I first went into this movie, I had no idea what it was about. I thought it was just like her going into like her fashion and like
I love the paper dress that she was
Yeah,
wearing
the
in the
beginning.
opening.
Yeah.
That was so cool.
yeah. But then when the whole like ghosts visiting and spirits, and then her going in the 60s, but then it gets even creepier. I was
Yeah.
like, this is such a cool movie.
So many levels. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like cool movie is the best way
Yeah.
to describe it. There's so many levels and so many like really interesting things to keep your mind and your eyes occupied.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of a slow movie. I mean,
Yeah.
there's not a lot of dialogue or a lot of things kind of pushing it forward.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just beautiful to watch
Mm-hmm.
and see things
see the
unfold.
story,
It's
yeah.
a treat for your eyes.
Right.
And not so much dialogue going on,
No.
but it's so
But it tells a great
cool.
story. And
Yeah.
it's sad.
And the story is very intricate and it's
Yeah.
very sad.
yeah.
It definitely shows the darker side of being a woman
Mm-hmm.
trying to be independent in the 60s.
In the
You think of it
60s.
as being a fabulous, fun time.
Mm-hmm.
And that was another really cool element, is that this modern girl loves
The
the
1960s.
1960s London scene
Yeah.
as what it's been fantasized to her about, just, you know, going out to all the go-go's and the
Yes.
discos and dancing and having a
Fashion,
good time,
having
the
fun.
fashion, having
Mhm.
fun with all that stuff. And then she gets to see
The seedy
the
side.
real side of things,
Yeah.
of what
For
was
women.
for women, of what was
Especially.
going on for them.
Their
Yeah.
aspiring
If you're
singer
in
does
the-
not turn into an aspiring singer,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
if you're in that party scene,
yeah,
things can go bad.
really quickly.
Yeah, really
Yeah.
quickly.
So yeah, it's got a lot of turns, and I love that. And when I first saw this, I totally didn't see where it was going. Like
Yeah.
how it ended up. Should we spoil the movie? Let's not spoil this
Let's
one.
not spoil this
Because
one,
this one
is
came out
new
recent,
and
yeah.
it's on streaming platforms right now.
Right.
And if you haven't seen it, see it.
It's so
It's
good.
got so many twists. You definitely think the movie is going one way,
Yes.
and then it turns.
Yes.
And the
And then it
twists
turns
are
again.
really, yes, it keeps turning.
Yeah.
And the twists are really cool
Mm-hmm.
where they go. And you don't see it until you're right on the edge of it. And then you go, oh, and then they reveal it. And,
Yes. And
And
you're like, oh my gosh, that's totally makes sense now.
I thought you were being so quiet last night when I was texting you, because I was like, I was texting her about different things that were happening in the movie. I was like, I don't like these,
I didn't want to ruin anything.
I don't like these ghosts. She said nothing the whole time. Nothing. Not even like a smile back emoji or anything. She was silent. She was radio silent.
I was also dealing with ants, everybody.
Oh. Yeah, she did not want to talk about that this podcast, but now she is.
I had ants coming from the ceiling,
it is
everybody.
Hot here, and so the ants are trying to come inside to your house, and they are so hard to deal with.
Yeah,
Ugh.
so I was, when she was texting, I wanted to text her back, but I was constantly spraying Raid in my ceilings, in the corners of every ceiling in the kitchen. So that was fun. But anyway, the one spoiler that I am going to give, because this is the only part of the movie that I didn't like. If you hide bodies in the walls of your apartment, wouldn't your apartment stink?
Right?
I
would think so.
Okay. I'm not going to give anything else away. But there's bodies that were apparently hidden in the walls.
Right.
And like not more than one. Wouldn't your building smell to high hell?
I would think so.
So
I don't know
where I didn't
how, maybe because, okay, here's what I think. Because she did mention at the beginning that the Italian restaurant or the French restaurant next door has a strong
smell of
garlic.
Good job. Maybe it covered that smell.
Maybe. That's what I'm thinking.
But anyway, so yeah, this was a really pretty movie. Cool ending. I thought it was like the way that they resolved everything was really cool.
There's finally a male character that I really enjoyed.
Yes, you do.
I was so excited.
Yes.
The boyfriend is awesome.
Yes.
And like, more men need to be written like this. He's sensitive.
Mm-hmm.
He's sweet. He stands by her.
Mm-hmm.
And he never once thinks that she's crazy for what she's going through in this movie.
He's always there for her.
Yes.
It's sweet.
That is wonderful. I love that, because that's definitely not the way a lot of the men, actually all of the other men in the movie were written the opposite.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that they had that foil. That was very refreshing.
That is good.
Yeah.
There's one thing. Oh, the only thing I didn't like about the movie too.
Yes.
One other thing, sorry, is when you are a meek character in a movie.
Yes.
And you start talking like this, and I was so mad I couldn't hear her at the beginning. You noticed that? Like,
she was very quiet.
She has this cute little English voice, and it's like
it's very mousy.
Yeah, and
she's very meek.
But I'm like, if you're an actress in a movie, then you would know, like, you could still portray meek, but not have to like lower your voice so much that I have to turn the volume up.
Yeah, but she changed.
Yes, that's true. She does. But like, you need to have, like, as an actress, I feel like maybe she doesn't have a theater experience, because I think if you have theater experience,
you learn to project your voice.
Even
when you're a screen actress, you don't. It's
so
very
weird,
different.
though. But yeah,
they almost whisper talk,
and I don't like that.
Yeah.
That's a pet peeve of
mine. You had to
everybody.
Keep changing the volume. Well, it makes sense. Her husband may or may not work in the audio industry.
That's what we talked about. Yes.
Yeah.
I was telling him he has that pet peeve too.
Yeah. I'm sure he does. I'm sure he does.
Oh man. But that was the only thing. Other than that, yes. And you see that her storyline and her character change through the movie, because I think that's supposed to be there. But that was the only thing I was like, I can't hear her.
Yeah.
Other than that, it was good.
Yeah.
She was cute.
She was super cute.
Yeah.
Very elf-like herself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. They got good actresses for these main characters.
It was cast well.
Yes.
It was beautifully shot.
Mm-hmm.
It's got twists and turns, multiple twists and turns that you don't see.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a beautiful movie to see. It's a great ride.
Yes.
So highly recommend it.
All right. Well, how many stitches do you give it?
This is going to be one of my higher ones. I don't know if I've reached a 10 yet, but I'm going to say probably an 8. We'll give it an 8, because I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, it's funny. I was going to give it an 8 as well.
Wow. Same wavelength.
It's just, what's hard, like you're saying, it's not a horror movie. Like, it's
right.
It's a creep. It's got ghosts. It's got creepy things, but I wouldn't categorize it, I guess, as a horror. I think. And I don't even know if it does that itself, but it's a mystery movie.
I think they called it a thriller.
Okay.
Yeah, which makes sense. We can call it a thriller.
Perfect. So, yeah, and its thrilling sense, an 8 is perfect.
Yes.
Yeah. As a horror movie, obviously, it's not going to be.
Yeah, it's not a blood and gore slasher. I mean, it has some elements, but yeah, it's just a beautiful piece of art. I think it's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So we've reached another end of the episode. Thank you guys for listening and joining us today as we talk about haunted pubs and we learn the Drunken Granny.
Drunken Granny.
And we talk about a really cool movie, Last Night in Soho. So check it out. I think it's on HBO Max right now.
Correct.
So check it out. It's a really cool movie. You'll enjoy it. And thank you for listening. Make sure you reach out to us at theominousstitch@gmail.com, or you can comment on all of our socials and see all the cool pictures that we post. And with that, we'll see you, Stitchers.
See you, Stitchers.